What if I told you that one memory from your childhood might be the reason you doubt yourself today? One thought, silently shaping how you see yourself. This is the story of a boy named Sam. Sam is shy, quiet, the kind of person who lives more in his head than in the world around him. Always overthinking, rarely present. On a solo trip through northeast India, Sam wandered into a small monastery tucked away in the hills. He wasn't looking for anything in particular, just a quiet place to sit, to breathe. But inside, he struck up a conversation with a monk. They didn't speak for long, but something about the silence made it feel safe, like he could finally let his guard down. The two sat in silence for a while. Sam didn't say much, but he didn't have to. The monk could see it in his eyes. There was something heavy he'd been carrying, and without asking too many questions, the monk began to speak. He told Sam a story. A young boy wanted to surprise his father by turning part of their land into a field of flowers. His father had been working tirelessly on the farm for years, day in, day out. The boy thought, maybe if he could make just one corner of the land beautiful, it would make his father smile. So he set out to do it, quietly, on his own. He brought back the most beautiful flowers he could find, gathered gently from the mountain trails. He planted them with care, watered them every day, made sure they got enough sunlight. For a while, it looked like they would bloom. But then, slowly, the petals began to fade, and within days, the flowers withered. The boy was heartbroken. When he told his father what had happened, he expected frustration, maybe even disappointment. But the old man didn't scold him. He simply walked with his son to the field and stood there for a while, watching the wilted petals. Then he looked at his son and said, "You did everything right. You brought the flowers. You cared for them. You gave them sunlight and water. But son, you forgot something important." He knelt down, ran his hand through the tangled mess of grass beneath the soil, and said softly, "The weeds. They were still here, and no matter how much care you gave the flowers, the weeds were already taking up all the space. They stole the water. They blocked the sunlight. The flowers never stood a chance." The monk looked at Sam. His voice was calm, almost like he was still telling the story. "You see, just like that field, your mind is filled with things you didn't plant. Old thoughts, doubts, regrets, they've been there for years, and they've taken root. You've been trying to grow something new, better thoughts, a clearer mind, but nothing's working, because the weeds are still there." The monk paused. "Don't fight your mind, Sam. Don't shame it. Just listen. Sit with it. And when something painful rises to the surface, don't push it away. Understand it. Accept it. Forgive yourself for carrying it for so long. And then, gently, patiently, pull it out by the root. That's how you make space for something new to grow." Sam stayed quiet for a moment. Then he spoke. "But my mind's always running. Even when I'm not doing anything, I feel restless, like I need to check my phone, open some app, distract myself. I can't seem to just be still." The monk nodded slowly. "Most people are afraid of silence, because in silence, the mind speaks. But that's exactly why you need to sit with it. Start small, just 10 minutes, no distractions, no goals. Just sit and watch your mind like a sky full of passing clouds." Next morning, Sam sat on a yoga mat beside his bed. He closed his eyes and just listened. And then, a memory surfaced. He was 8 years old, playing in a park with his younger sister. Just the two of them, running around, laughing. And then, a dog came barking. Loud, fast. Sam froze. His heart pounded. And in a burst of panic, he jumped over the park wall. He didn't even think. But once he landed on the other side, he realized his sister was still inside. She couldn't climb the wall like he could. He rushed back in, but by the time he reached her, others had already stepped in. The dog was gone, and his sister was crying. She hugged him tightly. Through her tears, she whispered, "How could you leave me?" That moment etched itself into Sam's mind. For years, it played on repeat, and each time, he told himself the same thing: "You're a coward." And over time, he started to believe it. He let that belief shape who he was. But this time, sitting on the mat, eyes closed, breathing steady, he didn't run from the memory. He let it come, let it speak. And when the voice in his head said it again, "You're a coward," he listened. And then, gently, he forgave that little boy. The fear, the panic, the helplessness, he forgave all of it. And then, he picked up his phone and called his sister. She laughed as he brought up the memory. "If I was tall enough, I would have jumped too," she said. "And honestly, I don't even remember being scared." Sam smiled, and for the first time in years, he felt something lift. A weight he'd carried so long, he forgot what it felt like to be without it. He remembered the monk's words, "The weeds will come back, Sam. That's just what they do, but you don't have to let them stay. Notice them, acknowledge them, and then let them go. The same way you'd skip a reel that doesn't interest you. Just skip the negative thoughts." Sam realized this was never about silencing the mind or forcing it to be still. It was about making space, space to breathe, space to heal, space for something better to grow. That was the first learning. If you've been carrying a memory like Sam's, maybe it's time to sit, listen, forgive, and let it go. Start with 10 minutes, today, because this was just the first learning. There are many more to come, lessons that will help you clear the noise, build strength, and live lighter. So if this spoke to you, like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and most importantly, subscribe. Sam's journey has just begun, and maybe so has yours.